Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today we're getting into something a little different, and a little deeper. Because when people talk about old Hollywood, they love to show the glam, the dresses, the lights, the red carpets, all of that. But what they don't talk about enough, is what black actors had to go through just to be seen. Because back in the 1930s and 1940s, yeah, you could be talented, unforgettable, but you were still expected to stay in your place. And if you didn't, oh, it came with a price. Now let's be clear, black actors were out here carrying scenes with pure talent. But Hollywood? It kept trying to box them into roles, maids, servants, comic relief, basically anything but fully human. Let's start with Hattie McDaniel. She made history in 1940 as the first black person to win an Oscar for Gone with the Wind. Now that sounds like a win, and it was, but let's talk about the reality real quick. Sis had to sit at a segregated table in the back of the room. Couldn't even attend the premiere in Atlanta because, you know, racism. And on top of that acceptance speech everybody praises? That was written for her. Yeah, they made sure her words sounded humble and non-threatening. Imagine winning an Oscar and still not being allowed to fully be yourself in that moment. Then you got Lena Horne, beautiful, talented, and very clear about one thing. She was not about to play no degrading roles. And Hollywood said, "Oh really?" So what they did was put her in musical scenes that could literally be cut out when the film played in the South. So basically, she could shine, but only when it was convenient. Now Freddie Washington's story? Phew, she could have passed for white, green eyes, light skin, the whole thing. That would have opened doors for her in Hollywood. But she said, no. I'm a black woman, and I'm proud of that. And because of that, Hollywood didn't know what to do with her. She was too white for maid roles, but too black to be a leading lady. So instead of playing the game, she helped create change, co-founding the Negro Actors Guild and calling out Hollywood for its mess. And then there's Paul Robeson. Now he wasn't just talented, he was outspoken. And see, that's where the problem came in. Once he started calling out racism and injustice, Hollywood, and the government, basically said, yeah, we're done with you. He was blacklisted, lost work, even had his passport taken. All because he refused to stay quiet. And here's the part that really gets me. These actors could be the star of the show, but still had to enter through the back door. Perform for packed audiences, but couldn't eat in the same restaurants or stay in the same hotels. Be celebrated on screen, but treated like second-class citizens the second the cameras stopped rolling. So when we talk about making it back then, it wasn't just about talent. It was about endurance. It was about knowing you were walking into spaces that didn't want you there, and showing up anyway. And the real reason this matters? Because every single one of them was a bridge. They took the disrespect, the limitations, the closed doors, so the next generation wouldn't have to fight as hard just to be seen. So when you see black actors today winning awards, leading movies, telling stories on their own terms, just know, that didn't start here. That came from people who had to fight just to exist in the room. And honestly, their strength deserves way more recognition than it gets. If you made it this far, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, because we're definitely going to keep telling stories like this.